Looking with Mo, obviously we saw that he trained today back in the UK.
Yeah, that looks promising, to be honest. Yesterday we were not sure still. Today it looked good, so we have to wait how he reacts overnight. We will not go any risk, but today it looked really good. That was important. And Trent and Joel are not even here, so then it's clear that they probably will not be available for tomorrow.
But is Trent? It's a virus or something. So should he be okay later in the week or not?
I hope so. Nobody told me something different. So he's ill. So whatever that means, then I didn't ask now the specific. We play tomorrow, so for tomorrow it's not available. Somebody will tell me in the appropriate moment how exactly it looks. But we had contact this morning per short message, so he was. So one can imagine when Trent says I cannot, then he cannot. So that's how it is. Things has happened in that period of the year to all the people and to football players as well. Not cool, but that's something. Will not be the last time probably for any player. That's it. Yeah, Joel. It's the same thing than before the Man United game. We thought the 2 weeks are enough, that other things can settle. It's not a serious thing, but it's serious enough that he's not available tomorrow. That's all.
And James, like when we were talking about being a key period in the season and everything else, it's about rotation and the demand on the players, I guess now, because with the games coming thick and fast, internationals, European, domestic, how difficult is it now when you're coming up against a side like Genk? People would suggest that this should be quite straightforward.
On James' answer, there's no Champions League game which is straightforward, I think. So let's just, if we saw Genk, and it makes absolute sense that you do that before you judge an opponent. If you saw Genk against Salzburg, not only the result, the game, then you would have said after half an hour, which result would you suggest, and the result which was there at the end would not be part of any ideas of anybody. So because it just didn't look like that, they were really good. Then they lost the game, but against Napoli it was then really good. We don't want to make Genk bigger than they are, but they are in the Champions League and they play good football. They are at home and they can be annoying what they were against Napoli. Napoli had big chances, but Genk had parts of the game. They play good football. It's a brave team. They became last year champion in Belgium, which is not so easy. Lost a couple of players, but found others and are again a good team, changed the manager, all that stuff. So we just have to be there here with the right mindset, yes. And for us, it's a very intense period. We nearly, I don't know, some of my players have now already kind of 17 games. That's a half of season in Germany. So with the international games and stuff like that. So that's it, no problem. We are not tired, not at all. So it's all good. But of course we have to change positions, but we have to change anyway too already, with Joel and Trent. And then let's see what we can do on top of that. But it's never for changing. It's always for being best prepared for the next opponent. And that's tomorrow Genk. And we wanted to find a team, and I think we found it, which can make life uncomfortable for Genk. And that's a very important part of the game.
Okay, last question, Jules, and then we're going to go Andy Hunter and Dominic King in that order.
And just following on what James was saying about Alisson being back and Adrian, or was it Chris? I can't remember which one it was. But how did Adrian take that? I mean, obviously there would be disappointment, but he's overall
not really. I think he was maybe a little bit disappointed, but he didn't show it at all. So it was clear from the first second when Adrian signed the contract that in the moment, as long as Ali is fit and makes I don't know how many 10, 15 mistakes in a row, that we will not talk about the position 1 or 2. And that was clear from the beginning. It was always clear that at the moment when he's fit again and he will play, and he took it completely calm, professional. What can you say in training? You didn't see anything. I think they could come quite good with each other, similar language at least. And so the spirit in that training group is anyway really good with Jack and John, and together with Queef, then really 5 goalkeeper experts. So I like watching them. I have no clue what they do, but I like watching them. And so now, how Millie said, let's make sure that Ali can get rhythm back in training. It looks unbelievable, but the game is still it's something different. So I'm really looking forward for a season, a healthy season for Ali from now on. That would be really cool.
Okay, Andy Hunter and then Dom King next.
Jurgen, you've always said that you wanted to make Liverpool a destination for players rather than like a stepping stone to other places. Does 7 nominations for the Ballon d'Or show that you've, on top of obviously the Champions League win, show that you've arrived at that point now?
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about that. I heard it that we have 7 nominees, and my question was the same: who is not nominated? But it's nice. I don't understand. I really don't know too much about these kind of things. To be 100% honest, what it means to the players and stuff like this. I think when you win it, it's big. When you don't win it, hopefully it doesn't hurt too much. But it's a very good sign. But after last season, what we played, it's normal that a lot of players have to be nominated if there are any football experts. But to be 100% honest, I was surprised when we were at the other award, and no player from Man City was in that team. To be honest, because we all know they played really good football. But is it now about playing in a specific tournament, or is it how you perform or whatever? So. Yes, it's important, but if you do that, then you should really have the right view. I think our 7 players are all deserved there. But if that's the sign for us that we from now on are a destination for players, I don't know. We will see that. It looks like we feel all comfortable with each other. We want to work together for the next couple of years or more. So that's how it is. But we will see what the future brings. We don't know that.
Okay, Dom. Yes.
Just on the fact that you had 7. How did you feel? What sort of sense of pride do you feel of seeing that and knowing that there could be some more? Because it is quite unprecedented for a team to have.
I'm proud in general on the boys, 100%. But I didn't feel proud in that moment when I heard it. I think, 7 of my boys are nominated for whatever. I don't feel things like that. But I like them. A lot, and I'm happy when they win things. That's how it is. I'm not sure if I should be proud in a moment like this. I have not too much to do with that. So that's just the situation. The football we played, yes, that helped, but not more. I don't know enough about these kind of competitions, to be honest.
Okay, Melissa, and then we're going to go to the 2 guys in the front row. If we could pass the microphone over once you've asked a question, Mel. Okay.
Jurgen, just want to find out how Naby Keita's been looking in training and when will he get an opportunity to start. Obviously, he came on against United and made quite an impact. Liverpool fans were very excited about his signing. Obviously, it's been, the settling in period and issues with injury. But when can we expect to see Naby Keita at his best?
Soon. I don't know when he will start, but Naby is... Don't know exactly. What is he now? Is he 1.5, 2 weeks in full training, roundabout? That's what you like when I'm sweaty. You can have that. Then we can stop that. Unbelievable. And he looks good in training, really good. That's why he played. They all look good in training. That's why we made the changes what we made, and because we really knew they can have an impact in that game. I was really happy. That was the best news of the whole day. Not the result, not the goal we scored, which was nice, but these 3 guys, which are very important players to us in a moment when it's not easy to have rhythm or get rhythm when you don't play that much, can perform like this in a game. Because in training I see it a lot. So that was best news. And that's it. So I don't know, but it will not be long anymore.
Okay, 2 questions down here. Okay, and that will probably call it after that, unless there's anybody, particularly from the Belgian press, who would like a question. So, gentlemen with the room.
Hi, Mr. Klopp. What do you like, especially about Racing Genk? What's their strength, according to you, and which player do you personally like?
I don't talk about individuals when I talk about opponent. I think it's a really good football playing team. Just so good organized. Really brave in their positioning, how they try to have influence on the game, have a playing build-up. If you press them high, maybe not that much, but that's smart. Then they go for second balls, do that well, have speed, wingers inside, good midfielders, just... what can I say? A very, very active fullbacks. So that's really a good football team. You look at it. My first impression was the first thing I saw was the result against Salzburg, and then I watched the game back, and I thought, wow, that's pretty much the opposite of what I would have expected. So now that's how it is, and you all know that better than I do. Against Napoli, they are able to do that as well. Staying always dangerous. I'm really impressed. I have to say, I'm really impressed. It's just a good team with a good idea of football. And we have to make a really, really good game to have a chance to win tomorrow. That's what we know, but that's why we are here.
Okay, final couple. If there's anyone else who's got one, catch my eye. We'll go to Alisson after chat. Yes, there we go.
A similar question to the one to James. You've obviously had 2 incredible seasons in the Champions League. So is it a concern, these results away from home in the group stages, or because you've done so well anyway, does it not really matter? How are you viewing these sort of results?
Last year we were lucky with the how tight the group was, and that we could lose 3 times away. And still have a chance to make it through the group. That will not happen this year. That will not happen, so it's completely different. We don't rely on home games or whatever, but obviously we like to say European nights at Anfield are really special, but other teams can make a special atmosphere as well. And then it's typical they are all not all the same. We could have won away games, to be honest, performance-wise, which we didn't win for some reason. But we know that's not historically good, what we did in the last 2 years. But in general, the Champions League obviously was really good, which we played. We did the right things, at least in the right moment. But we don't rely on these things. We know that we have to improve, and we try again and again and again until it works out.
Okay, Alison Rudd, final question. We'll do it to you.
Hi. Origi came through the Genk youth system. I wondered if that was relevant either in you talking to him or him asking you to make sure he's involved.
Sorry, the mic is now not working.
Sorry, do you want to? We couldn't quite hear that, Alison. Do you want to just?
Divock Origi came through Genk.
Yeah, he came through the Genk system.
Yeah.
And I wondered if it was relevant at all, whether he'd spoken to you about wanting to.
Oh, it's long ago. It's long ago. I know. I didn't speak yet to him about it, and I don't think he still knows a lot of players. Did he play together with somebody of the actual? Did he? With the. Yeah, and then we ask him about Anderlecht. No, I didn't ask him, but I never do that actually. Even if you played 3-4 years ago, we played then against your old team. That was not too interesting. What players tell then, because they don't want to know who were their best friends or stuff like this, or where they're strong. That's what Anderlecht is for. We do that quite objective, not subjective. So we just prepare for a game. And no, we didn't speak to Div about that, but. Yeah, it's a nice story. He can tell us a lot about Belgium, obviously, but where we are here. And I think you ask him what you can do here, and I cannot say what he said then as an answer.
Yeah, that was a private conversation, but thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
That's why I don't tell the answer.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Welcome.